evening. I hope everyone had a fantastic 4th of July. We're going to talk about a few odds and ends going on in the NFL world, but we're also going to talk about something very relevant to right here, right now, this week. We're going to talk about our top 5 favorite cookout slash barbecue foods. As a fat man myself, you know this is a topic I have some opinions
Hey,
on.
why you
What
going
about
blurry,
you?
man? Is your diabetes acting up? Is that hypertension? Why is it blurry over there, man?
Why is it blurry? Because it's the excitement I have because we're going to talk about barbecued foods. Why? Because like I said, as a big handsome man myself, this is a topic I have a lot to talk about. And you know what? I know that the grill meister over here, he's definitely going to have some things to talk about. And Dev, well, Dev's, he's the king of the cookout. He determines who's invited. Let's talk about that. Top 5 favorite barbecue foods coming up next.
It's morphin' time!
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Command This podcast. It is July 6th, 2 days after July 4th. That was your boy Phil on the intro. I'm Steve, and we got Dev.
Yo.
Chilling like a villain. Your lifestyle is all made up. You just witnessed it. Like Phil said, today we're going to talk a little bit of news, a little bit of generic NFL stuff, and then just talk about our top 5 favorite barbecue foods. Anything goes, since we're in the barbecue season and we just had the 4th of July and we didn't have an episode this week. So here we are. We're trying to talk about it. So we're calling this is our episode 206. We're calling this one Chillin and Grillin. And if you haven't already done so, please go like and subscribe the YouTube channel and find this podcast on any of your available audio podcast platforms. Just search Command This Podcast and there we will be. So starting off out the gate, one of our centers on the team, one Mr. Chase Roulier, has decided to retire from the game of NFL football. He was drafted in 2017 by the Commanders in the 6th round, overall 199. And I think there was some high hopes for Chase Roulier coming through the years, especially I think I had high hopes for him last year. I'm like, oh man, he's going to turn around. I think I was on Corey's show over the summer and we talked about what would be a crazy thing that happened there. And I was like, Chase Roulier will get a big deal. And yeah, 6'4", 312. Never happened. Battled the injury bug, and he is gone. He went bye-bye.
It's a shame because he was not the biggest, not the strongest, not the fastest, but he was a very intelligent center. He was very good at directing traffic for the rest of the offensive line. He's just a solid starter, and sometimes that's what you need on the offensive line. You don't necessarily need 5 all-pros. You need guys who know their role and play it well, and he played his role very well. Last 2 seasons, though, injuries just killed it before it even really began, and that caused us some issues on the offensive line as well. And I think that scared away a lot of teams from maybe picking him up in free agency, which is a shame. I mean, he only had 6 years, but 2 season-ending injuries back-to-back will do that. So it's unfortunate that he's had to retire so young, but, hopefully he's been smart with his money. And, being that he is such a heady player, I think he can probably latch on as a coach somewhere. Maybe not even necessarily in the pros, maybe in the college ranks, but, guys like him make good offensive line coaches, I think, because since his strength was communication and knowing where everybody's supposed to be, I think that will make him very valuable in teaching that to younger players, experienced players, whoever. on, a college staff, maybe even a pro staff. Look, we did a pretty good job getting Ryan Kerrigan going. And, so why not, see if Chase kick the tires, see if Chase Roulier is interested in coaching. If we don't, hopefully some college does. I think they'll get a valuable asset there.
Yeah. And we released him as one of those post June 1st designees, save for that salary cap. But yeah, you said it. And I think Dev said it before, man. A lot of these guys on the whole line are just kind of like just jags. But I will say in 2021, he had a extremely good PFF grade of 83.7.
How good was it?
83.7. And his run blocking was 86.1. And I'm trying to find out where that ranks among the leaders for that year.
How good was it, though?
What?
Extremely
good record, but
I think here's the thing. He would have been if he had that rating in 2022, he would have been our best offensive lineman.
He was our best offensive lineman after the other two guys left. It's just that he never played. That's the only gripe you have with him. He never played. So
he never played after that. It's like, we've lost the big three.
Yeah.
Roulier was the one that we could afford to keep by that point. But nonetheless, you kind of saw it coming when we started going after offensive linemen in free agency and in the draft. You knew it was going to happen. But that is football. But I always thought that Chase Roulier was solid. I was a little surprised when he first became a starter. I didn't think that I didn't realize he had done that well, or it was touted that highly. I remember when we drafted him, I thought, okay, there's some depth, because his scouting report didn't jump out at you as far as the physical traits, but intelligent player. I got nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah, and I mean, with Nick Gates coming in from the Giants, I think it's pretty much been cemented that he's our guy going in as a center this year. So I'm not sure who's the backup center at this time. I can't remember off the top of my head who the backup center might be, but
we drafted him.
Yeah.
Salute to you, Chase. We also re-signed Nick Martin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's it. We have a couple of linemen that we have backing him up.
Yeah, but he had a good 2021 season, especially from
before he got hurt
perspective. Yeah, even the year 2020 year, he had a 76.8, so he was pretty good. Did well in the past that year, but hey, you know what? The best ability is availability, and he had trouble the last 2 years. It is what it is. So salute to Chase. Thank you for your service, and we'll catch you on the high ground, sir. Best of luck to you and your wife, Sarah, on your future endeavors.
Hopefully he'll come back and be part of the team, man.
Yeah. Next thing I want to talk about, there is an article that discusses realistic expectations for second-year quarterbacks. So you're talking about the Purdy's, the Pickett's, the Howells, who I don't know who else is in there, but you got a couple people that aren't going to start. So you got your Malik Willises who aren't going to play, which is unfortunate. Your Bailey Zapp from the Patriots, who was rumored last year that people liked him and LA or Raiders might have been interested in him, but didn't happen. Then you got people like Brock Purdy. Now the person who wrote this, Alex Valentine, he has Brock Purdy, and I'm going to give you these numbers, and I want to I want you to tell me if you agree with them, yes or no.
Give me a second. I want to write them. Oh, you're gonna put them up on the screen.
I'm going to put them on the screen. This way, we'll just talk about them.
Brock.
All right, B-Rock Purdy. He's talking about 309 for 475, 3,855 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and 55 running yards.
You want my opinion?
Yes, I do want
Sam Darnold starts over him. And that guy's not even going to be ready until the middle of the year. Why is that on the list?
From an injury perspective, you think he's not going to be ready?
He's not going to be ready. And Sam Darnold's job. Sam Darnold's going to win that job. By the way. which is weird because they gave up a lot of assets to get Lance.
Have you seen that deal that talks about what the Dolphins got with in that? If you look at what they turned those picks into,
Yeah, it's
Jalen Waddle,
crazy.
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Bradley Chubb for Trey Lance.
Yeah,
I don't want to ever hear about
us
trading. I don't want to ever hear about us trading. Jesus, what's his name? Trent Williams again.
Who also might be a third quarterback too. If you think about that, it's crazy as fuck. That's crazy as fuck.
That is. Yeah. So you're right, Dad. This is a hard one to say because he might even be ready now.
He's not going.
I don't think Sam Darnold would get these numbers.
I think Sam Darnold's going to play. I think Sam Darnold's going to play well too,
and I think he's going to flourish in college.
I think he's going to play well, and I think it's going to be because he fits exactly the system that Shanahan runs. Man, he fits exactly. He's like Purdy with talent. You know what I'm saying? And Purdy has talent, but he has like marginal talent. This guy was actually drafted in the first round because of his talent. You know what I'm saying? Because he has the arm.
He's got some physical ability. Too. He's got wheels.
And he's got wheels, man. So that's what I'm saying. I think Sam Darnold's best opportunity for him is this year with San Fran. If it doesn't work out here, it won't work out nowhere for him.
Yeah,
it's over for him.
I'm with you. Okay.
Next up. I'm getting him on our fantasy football league whenever we start that shit.
Yeah, I need to activate that. Kenny Pickett.
I'm sure they gave him an insane stat line.
Some people call him
the Kenny Pickett ball polishing is insane anymore. I bet you they gave him like 4,200 yards and 29 touchdowns.
Really? I don't think so, man. I've never seen nobody talk good about him, man.
Oh my God.
I'm dead ass. Everything I look at on Twitter or everywhere talking about this is make or break year, man. I don't know about this guy.
Everybody talks about because of how well he played in the second half of the season.
I defend him, man. I think he's in that same realm with Purdy, what our guy could be. Like in that same, it's going to be this year for him. I think it's going to be this year for him.
Maybe, but whoa.
Here we go.
All those numbers. I was like, wait.
I'm a fan of Pickett.
350 for 5'10", 3,468 yards, 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 315 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns.
That's an average quarterback stat.
That's pretty conservative. That's pretty run of the mill.
I'm a little surprised. I figured they would be all over him.
I think he'll throw more interceptions than
a lot of it has to be because a lot of it I think has to do with the fact that he's got the weapons.
I think he'll throw more than 11 interceptions because he has more weapons to throw to.
That's why they got him throwing over 500 passes.
Yeah. I think he'll throw more interceptions. No, maybe not. I'm not saying he'll throw more interceptions than touchdowns, but I think he'll throw more.
He's got Deontay Johnson, Allen Robinson Jr. Who's the third guy up there?
Pickens.
That's the one. That's the guy.
And Freiermuth.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, Freiermuth. Yeah.
Pat Freiermuth. Yep.
Very
and they got Najee Harris.
It's so bad.
Yeah, Najee Harris.
They got a little. They like if he ends up being just good. Let's say he's like, what's the guy used to be at San Fran now with the Raiders?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Let's say he's Jimmy Garoppolo, who's like he's good, he's solid, right? If he's healthy, Garoppolo, man, Pittsburgh could be all right because they're gonna come with it on defense. They could be good, man. I don't know if they're gonna be Cincinnati or the Ravens.
They'll be a playoff team.
Cincinnati Ravens, Jacksonville in that division, or Indianapolis, right?
It's the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers,
and the Browns.
Browns. That's a tough division to be mediocre in. So
yeah. Now, Dev, don't forget they also drafted that left tackle Broderick Jones, who was also mocked to us in so many different mock drafts. They got him in the first round, and that big athletic tight end. Do you remember Darnell Washington? He's like 6'7". He's like a center playing tight end. He's buried on the depth chart behind Freiermuth, but
the Steelers have had a history with which is big body tight ends, dating all the way back to Eric Green.
I like that.
Ooh, Eric Green,
Tecmo
86, number 86.
Yep, or it was 87. I can't remember. All I know is that dude was like 280 pounds.
Yeah,
played tight end, and this is in the like early 90s. 280
Tecmo days.
Yeah, like we talked about this last week with our top 5 players ever. You know who else I was exposed to? I bet you had Moxie, but I don't know for sure. Speaking of the Steelers, is Merrill Hodge.
Merrill Hodge, yeah.
White running back. He probably had some moxie, man.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? I hate Merrill Hodge.
As a commentator now?
I hate him. I hated him as a Steeler. I hated him as a Bear. I hated him as a commentator. I don't like Merrill Hodge. I've never liked Merrill Hodge. I don't even know why before. I mean, as a commentator, I think he's total ass and his opinions are generally wrong.
Yeah.
But as a player, like, it's funny. Steelers fans always like to exalt him like he was this great running back. And it's like, dude, they were always trying to replace him for a reason. And they did.
Did you like Sean Foster?
He was quarterback for the Vikings.
And Barry Foster and Lewis Tillman? No, he was with the Bears. But they replaced John L. Williams came in, replaced. They kept trying to find anyone to take Merrill Hodge's place. There's a reason for that. He wasn't that good.
They settled.
He had like 105 yards.
Did you like Sean Salisbury
once, and that makes him God in the Steelers' eyes.
Did you like Sean Salisbury as a commentator?
I like Sean Salisbury. Sean Salisbury's cool.
Man, I think he got some trouble with ESPN or something.
ESPN's just firing everyone though right now.
Yeah.
Now they're outspoken and he's not afraid to rub people the wrong way. He doesn't have the he doesn't have the Shannon Sharp cachet about him. He doesn't have that Stephen A. Smith cachet about him. So that's why he gets in trouble.
All right, third player, Desmond Ridder, quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
Same boat of guys, man. Man,
I have like Ridder is going to collapse this year.
I don't know, man. They got a nice little talent. They got a little talent.
Yeah.
They got a little talent there, man. They're running back Bijan and Patterson.
Well, Arthur Smith is a run first coach.
They got a little talent.
The rock.
They're going to need to.
They got a little talent. I wouldn't.
Cordero Patterson. I mean,
Bijan Robinson.
Robinson went there.
The tight end that runs like a receiver.
Kyle Pitts, who hasn't done anything.
Yeah. They got the receiver.
Kyle Pitts can't get in the end zone.
We got the receiver that we're supposed to get.
Cordero Patterson.
Nah, the receiver in the draft. The same year we got Dotson. Everybody thought we was gonna get this.
Chris. No.
It's not Olave. It's the other one.
The USC kid. Big body.
Drawing blanks, but yes, I know who you're talking about. They also have
Drake London.
Drake London.
Yeah.
Algier. They got them guys, man. No.
Algier's backing up Bijan, I think, pretty good. But they're predicting for Ridder 272 for 425, 3,015 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 265 rushing yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns.
It's pretty pedestrian in this day and age, and I think that's about right.
Heinicke will be playing if that's the numbers. Heinicke will be playing. Look, man, if Heinicke gets on the field, man, he will be playing. You don't think he's going to show out for Atlanta?
Oh, he finds a way. But if they're
that's actually what Heinicke's numbers would look like.
Yeah.
Pedestrian.
He got more rushing yards, though.
I mean, really, Atlanta's in that spot where we go with the rookie, we go with the noodle arm. We're going to get the same results.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't have to throw the ball that much.
Right. They got some.
They got
some.
I mean, 425 is a far cry from the 510 they got Pickett throwing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, now I don't know Sam Howell's next. He's on this list. Let's see if he is next. Okay, Sam Howell.
Devontae Howell, boy.
Samuel Devontae Howell. What do we think Howell's numbers? So you've seen what they've spat out for Purdy, for Pickett, and for Ridder. Pretty conservative numbers across the board. What do you think they're going to spit out for Howell, Phil? Start with you.
They're going to say 12 touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
You've already seen it, Dev?
I haven't, but I guarantee you it's gonna be something that's gonna piss me off. I guarantee it.
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go 3,200 passing, 500 to 600 rushing, 22 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns on the ground, 15 interceptions.
So 22 and 6. Okay. Well, for Sam Howell, they're giving him 280 for 450, 3277 yards, 15 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 375 yards rushing.
I think he'll destroy the rushing.
Why?
So let's go down the list.
I think he'll destroy
over under 3277 yards. That's over, right?
Over.
I think we go over. It's not going to be terribly over. I think he's going to be in the 3,500 range.
Yeah, 15 touchdowns.
I think he'll get over 4. I'm not even joking about that. They got 3 at least number 2s and 1s in there.
Yeah, but they're gonna run that ball. They're gonna run that ball.
Hey man, I'm telling you right now, I think those runs might be passes though. I think they'll be short forward passes. I think they'll go side to side offense. I think that's gonna be higher. I think it's gonna be kind of a fast paced offense. I think it's gonna be 4,000 yards, man. I think he has more rushing yards too. If he doesn't get hurt, I think he has way more than 4 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 in one game. You don't think he's gonna do that at least twice?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like I think I'm actually being taking it from a positive perspective. I mean, he could be ass. He was a 5th round pick or some shit. He could be ass, but if he's not ass, and the line blocks, there's a lot of ifs. But if he stays upright and the line blocks, man, I think he could get 4, man. I think it's possible McLaurin and Dotson have 1,000. I think it's possible that Samuels gets at least 8 in combined yards. I think it's possible that Gibson gets about 8 or 9 if he's not the starting running back. I think it's possible what's name gets 1,000 on the ground. I think it's possible. I don't know if it will happen, but I think it's possible. And if that happens, I think he get 3. I think he can get almost 4.
Yeah.
23, 24 touchdowns, 15 interceptions is cool. And I think he's going to get about 600-700 yards rushing. I think he's going to run, man. I think read option, with everything we've seen in practice and all that shit we've seen him doing camp, mini camp, whatever shows, the read option is going to be a part of the offense.
Yeah.
If that's the main part of the offense, none of those guys get 375 yards rushing. I think it's going to be a quick hitting offense.
That's what it's designed for.
I would say he'll probably have a stat line that's going to be about 320 or so completions, probably about 500 attempts. He'll have about, I would say, 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and I would give him about 3,600 yards passing.
Yeah. See, the problem, I agree with you. The problem I really have with it doesn't seem likely that somebody would have 450 attempts and only 3,200 yards. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really seem like it. That means you're throwing really, really short passes. It doesn't seem like those numbers don't add up to me. That's why I'm saying if he throws right at 500 passes, man, he's going to get in 4,000 yards.
Let's look at our team last year.
Yeah,
300. This is total passing by all of our quarterbacks. 344 for 554 for 3783. 24 touchdowns, 16 interceptions.
Right, and that's what whack ass North Turner Jr.
Yeah.
So I mean that
this current stat line is 62% pass rate.
I would put him close to.
I'd like to see 65.
I'd be okay with that shit. But you're telling me you're throwing 62% and 450 attempts, but only has 3,200 yards, man. That don't make sense. That's weird math. I guess whoever made this, they probably used Chat GPT or some shit.
That's
what I'm saying.
So if you're throwing 3,277 total off 280, that's 11.7 a pass attempt. That's pretty good.
It's 11.7 per completion.
Per completion. Yes, that's not
our average yards per attempt last year was 6.4.
Right,
but that's because, Howell's was 7.6 in his one game.
How many times did they pass total though last year?
Last year, 554.
Right,
but just remember, in this offense, the short pass is an extension of the run, so it's definitely going to be much.
You saw Kansas City's last year, man.
You saw Yeah, I mean,
I said 320 out of 500. That's a 64%.
There's never been a season in Kansas City where he threw under 500 times, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think he's going to at least throw 500 times. Now, they might not be 20-yard passes, but a screen pass is a throw, bro.
Yeah, still a throw. Let's see who else is on this list here. That's it. That's the end of the list. End of the list.
I think Howell's going to be better than I think Howell is going to be better than Ritter.
I do too.
And I think his numbers will be more comparable, somewhere between what they had for Pickett and Purdy.
I think he'll be better than Pickett. I don't think Purdy will play.
Well, I'm talking about for what they had in that article. Yeah. I think he'll be somewhere in between there.
I think he'll be better. I think he'll be better than Pickett, like, because he'll have more to offer. Like, he has a stronger – Pickett has a strong arm. I'm not going to say he has a weak arm, but he has a stronger arm. But he's also fast. And he's in the offense that's made to go fast and throw with strong arm. Like, I think it's a perfect thing. I think that Pickett is in an offense that was already there. He has to adjust. I think he'll be good, though. I'm a fan of Pickett. I think that I'm not with the naysayers on Pickett. I think he's going to be solid. I think that our guy has a chance to be as important or solid.
Yeah.
Like,
and solid would be an improvement over what we've had for a long time.
Solid was going to get Ron fired, though. I'm just letting y'all know. Solid's going to get Ron fired, bro. Like, in my opinion, if I'm the new owner, if he's just solid, I'm firing you, bro. I'm not.
You need to be good.
You got to be good. At least good. Kirk Cousins, you got to be that.
All right, next topic.
Dak.
The NFL's, according to Pro Football Focus, the 10 highest graded wide receivers against man coverage. Do we think any Commanders are on this list first and foremost?
Yeah, got to. I bet Curtis is. I bet Curtis is on the list. I bet Curtis is. It's impossible to guard.
So Phil says Curtis. I'm sorry, Dev says Curtis, and Phil says Terry. All right, let's just go down through this list here.
Amon said Rod's dope, man. I said he should have got McLaurin's Pro Bowl last year. I wanted McLaurin jersey, by the way, so I'm a fan. I still thought he should have got the Pro Bowl vote.
It says CeeDee Lamb is proving to be elite, just for the record, against man coverage. But, okay, number one, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had a 90.8 receiving grade versus man coverage. You can't deny it. Does pretty well. Number two, Jamar Chase tied for number two. Cincinnati Bengals, 90.7. And Jamar Chase is just, I mean, let's be honest.
He's physically a monster.
He's one of the best. Him and Justin Jefferson. I don't think those. I think those are the top two in the NFL. We're seeing
Hopkins.
We need to go back and revisit the.
I'll go Jefferson too, but I go Hopkins.
Did we do top 5 wide receivers last offseason? Yeah, and you had Hopkins as number one. I think I had Justin Jefferson number one.
And you forgot that boy down there in the Raiders, man. Used to be with the Packers.
Devontae Adams.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of good receivers.
I didn't think he was gonna get a lot of numbers with Derek Carr throwing on the ball, but
wrong.
Yeah, we need to go back and revisit some of those. Also tied for number two, CeeDee Lamb from the Dallas Cowboys, tied for second with Jamar Chase against man coverage. Said he was very close to being first on this list. He posted 2.9 yards per route run figure, which ranked 8th when facing man coverage. I hate to see a Cowboy at the top of any list unless it's the worst players in the NFL. But number 4, AJ Brown. AJ Brown, Dev, number 4 against man coverage. All these people that we try to compare Terry McLaurin and soon to be Jahan Dotson too. I
remember Dev saying that he was better than McLaurin.
That's why I'm for.
Hey, I'm wearing a McLaurin jersey, fellas. Not a hater.
Number 4 is AJ Brown. Number 5, Mike Williams from the Los Angeles Chargers with a score of 89.4. Did not expect to see Mike Williams on this list. He battled some injuries last year, but he came in at number 4 right behind AJ Brown. Only played 13 games. Number 6, Garrett Wilson, the rookie.
They're all big receivers, I think.
Yeah, rookie from the New York Jets. Getting Joe Flacco and Zach Wilson throwing the ball, and I forget who the other guy was, but 88.2 versus man coverage. Now this is versus man coverage. This is just one category. Let's get that clear. However, number 7, T. Higgins. So you got 2 Bengals on here. So you got Jamar Chase at tied for 2, T. Higgins at number 7 with an 87.3. Crazy. Number 8, Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings at 86.9 with old Kirko Nuts Cousins throwing him the ball. Kirko Nuts. If you've been in the Washington Football Addict groups, you know that we used to have a guy I used to call, man, what was his name?
John Nelson.
Kirk
He used to always, anytime someone said anything positive about Kirk Cousins, Kirk Nuts.
Yeah, because anytime you talked good about Kirk, it was implied you were talking down about Robert. It was, and then you had to defend him. So, but yeah, old school. Number 8, Justin Jefferson. Number 9, Jerry Jeudy from the Denver Broncos, 86.8. Little quick guy getting the ball thrown from Russell Wilson. So that's 9, fellas. There has not one commander on this list. I'm going to scroll down to number 10. Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins. So there are no commanders on this list, according to Pro Football Focus, for coverage against.
I mean, it's not like any of those guys you look at and you go, boom.
Yeah, no, these are all great people. And I'm sure if you actually pull up the full list, Terry McLaurin's probably like 1 point away. I would figure Terry would be, he finds a way against man coverage. I would say against double coverage. Show that stat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how many times our receivers, well, what may not have been man coverage, but there was a man there and they're bailing out TH.
I know. Yeah, who knows?
So,
all right.
Anyway, let's get to the good stuff.
So, our top 5 favorite barbecue foods. Now, this list is subjective. This could be any mix match way you want to do it. We'll do the same way we did last time, where we go 5 to 1. So, starting with number 5, I think. Dev, you started last time, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get Phil to start us off first.
All right. I start off already with bending the definition of what we're looking at here real quick.
Oh, man. Habitual line stepper.
I'm a habitual line stepper. Haven't we figured this out already? Number 5. You got to get right at a barbecue with some beer.
Oh, okay. You count beer? That don't count as food.
It's made from bread, wheat, hops.
I don't put Kool-Aid on my list then. That's weird. You can't put beer.
Hey,
Kool-Aid at the barbecue. No.
This is your list. Your list can be whatever it
wants. Need beer.
Purple drink.
Whether you're sipping on a Miller Lite or you're getting hyped with Pacific.
I know what mine's going to be.
Not matter. You need beer.
Nah, we're writing history over here.
If it's a hot day, you get some of that summer shandy out.
Yeah, I love some summer shandy. Okay. Well,
if you got a pool nearby, if you got water nearby, I said you break out the Pacificos.
All right,
I'm changing my list. I got a whole new number 1 now. You done fucked up.
That's fine. What is your number 5?
Ribs.
His number 1's
ribs. Okay, ribs. Ribs are good. They're good. You can smoke them. You can go low and slow. You cook them hot and fast over fire directly. So many different ways to cook ribs.
You like your ribs wet or you like them dry?
It's a good question.
I like pork ribs dry and beef ribs wet.
I'm opposite. I like my beef ribs dry, my pork ribs. I'm not a big sauce guy. I like glaze. I'm not a big barbecue sauce guy. I like
sauce guy. Give me some wet ribs. Although some dry rubs are really good. Generally speaking, give me the wet ribs.
Yeah, just not big into barbecue. So I do like, habanero cherry glaze. You glaze on at the end with like a paintbrush. You paint it on and it like caramelizes. But yeah, good pull, Dev. Big fan of ribs. My number 5 is bratwurst. Yeah, I guess you could categorize this with sausages or whatever, but it's also a simple.
Also the gayest of the barbecue.
Hey, it's not a glizzy, but you still gotta. Put it up there.
And, no, you're doing the salt and pepper. You're doing a pepper grinder on the bratwurst, dog. I don't know. It might be going too far. It's Pride Month, damn it.
Definitely not a glizzy, but it is girthy.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. the two-hand motion over the. But I'm a big fan of bratwurst, cheddar brats, regular brats, Italian sausage. It's kind of all the same thing. That sausage category, not necessarily hot dogs.
Yeah, once you've seen one sausage, you've seen them all.
You've seen them all. That's right. That's right. So that's mine. All right, Phil. Let's go to you for number 4.
Number 4. This is actually a pretty simple one, but when done right, hard to beat. You get some of that barbecue grilled chicken.
Barbecue grilled chicken. That's a good one.
Get some, throw some legs on there.
What's your favorite cut of chicken? Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Favorite cut?
Yeah,
I'm a thigh guy.
Thigh guy. We all got thighs and wieners out here.
Thigh guy. Okay.
Thighs and wieners.
Thick thighs save lives. And then we're talking about chicken and other things.
I'm torn between the thigh and like the drums, big old fat drums.
Big old fat drums will work too, or even wings. You grill some wings up. You can do some really good stuff with chicken. Chicken is a very versatile food, I mean, most of the cookouts that my family does, there's always some chicken involved.
Yeah,
but that's also because chicken's cheap and we pull. But
you know what? It's a classic staple of cookouts, and
exactly.
It's easy. You can easily burn the chicken. Let's be honest here. You can burn it. You can, you don't pay attention. It's one of those things that can just get away from you. So,
but when done right, it's hard to beat.
Man, it's very good, very delicious. Okay, Dev, what's your number 4?
There's no phone out here. It is baked beans.
Baked? Oh, you went. I didn't even think of a side.
Man, I'm going baked beans with a little hamburger in there, man. It's seasoned good. Over
baked
fire.
Hamburger. Okay.
Yeah.
Baked beans with hamburger. That's a new one.
You gotta put it in there, man.
Usually I've seen it with like bacon.
Bacon in there too. Yeah, you gotta throw it down in there. You gotta crumble some hamburger. Like if you get real fancy with it, you chop up some of those bratwurst, throw it in there too. It's like a barbecue beanie weenies.
Yeah,
but just go to the barbecue baked beans, man. The best thing.
Did I just hear someone just say the word beanie weenies?
Beanie weenies, son.
Is that?
Hey, I don't want to hear that, man. You got one to talk about a bratwurst, the other guy talking about thighs and shit. Beanie weenies is a good food, dog. It's a good.
No, I've never heard that phrase ever in my life.
Beanie weenies. What'd you call them?
Pork and beans.
Damn it, that's a good one.
Yeah, but you're calling pork and beans beanie weenies?
Beanie weenies, big dog.
Never heard it. I've never heard the phrase.
I thought beanie weenies were
new today.
Vienna sausages.
No, those are just Vienna sausages, bro.
Those are just.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in. I don't know what's going on in China, but here in America, Jack.
It's cat. We just call it cat.
Oh my
now,
God.
do y'all throw things like onions in there too? Throwing some grilled
onions?
Yeah,
throw some onions in there. Yeah. You got to bake the beans. You gonna bake the beans. You know what I'm saying?
Growing up, it was honestly more than anything else. It was baked beans and then hot dogs. You just chop them up, throw them in. That's what mom and dad did.
Pork
it was
and
simple. Pork and beans, very easy.
That was like the tacos of our era. You know what I'm saying? That's what parents.
Taco Tuesday, pork and beans.
And if you want to get real fancy, so you don't just use the regular sauce. You get some molasses in there.
Ooh, yeah.
This motherfucker fancy over here.
Oh yeah, see, that's you sweeten it up, browns the beans a little more. Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's the best part. The part that sticks inside of the pan.
That's right.
That's the best part.
You do the molasses. You ever see those? They clump up on the side. Yeah, those are the best ones.
I watch Alone. I'm kind of into it with my girl. So I've seen people like make the craziest shit out in the woods. They was making like beaver lard shit.
Hey, they gotta survive, man. They gotta survive.
I don't know. I'm all about eating beaver, but I don't know about beaver lard. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
I've eaten no Pornhub for that one. There you go. Let me do it over. I like eating beaver, just not the lard. You know what I'm saying? There you go. For the culture.
Oh, you might need it again. So let's say I've had some larded beaver before.
Man, nothing like fat beaver. Oh no. Sometimes you do eat it from the back though. You eat beaver. That's what real niggas do. I don't know if y'all real niggas or not.
Oh man, to stamp that one.
All right, the buns. But anyway,
Number 4. For me, my number 4 is pulled pork. Going pulled pork. Something I cook quite a bit. You throw it on the smoker. You season it with like a mustard binder or olive oil binders. Get your rub on there. Throw it on the smoker. 8 hours. And you don't even got to wrap it. It's the most forgiving food. If you want to learn how to smoke a pulled pork, it's impossible to ruin.
Man,
at the end,
food podcast.
It's amazing. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So pulled pork.
Steve would be the guy to do a podcast. Yeah. See, Dev hasn't had the joy that is tailgating with Steve.
Yeah, it's fun
because Steve is like, I can man the grill at a barbecue and do just fine. I can man the grill at a tailgate and do just fine.
I want to come out,
but I know when there's a professional in the building. So whenever I hang out with Steve at the tailgate, I step back. I'm like, dude, this is all you. First of all, because I know what it is. Like when you're trying to barbecue and you got someone right over your shoulder, like getting in there, it's like, dude, get away. But I also know it's like, look, there's nothing that I'm going to say that this man doesn't already know and will tell me how wrong I am. So I'm going to let him handle it.
I appreciate it. It's fun. Cooking's fun.
See, I do my pulled pork in Dr. Pepper and barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay. I like to make my own barbecue sauce sometimes with just like, mustard, ketchup, paprika. You can make it vinegar, and then you can make it as either sweet or as sour or tangy as you want.
Well, it's nice that Dr. Pepper breaks down the pork too. So
I like my beaver sour and tangy too. Thing I know.
Got him.
I can't stop. We won't stop. Don't try.
All right, Diddy.
Got him. Yeah.
That's mystical, dog. That's racist.
I know, but can't stop.
How you confuse mystical with PD? That's racist, man. That's like confusing Lil Jon with
I didn't hear the third line. I didn't hear the third bar. I just heard you say can't stop, won't stop.
What?
That's Diddy. Diddy said that all the time. Come on now.
What? All right. Number 3, Phil.
Number 3, I did go with the side. Grilled corn on the cob.
Oh. Hey, you might as well skip me. That's my next one too.
What? That's a good one.
Grilled corn on the cob, and you could do it plain. You could do it, Mexican street corn style.
That's why I like it.
Different ways you could throw. You can throw some, sprinkle some shredded cheese on it, like the cheese grill into.
What do they call it?
Corn.
Elote? Mexican
Is that
style?
what it's called? I can't remember. I've had it done that way.
If it's in that little pack, it's called a papusa, right?
It's when it's wrapped up.
Yeah, papusa.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can put anything in there, man.
Man.
Yeah, I will definitely.
I like eating papusa also.
Grilled corn on the cob.
From the back.
Awesome.
Yeah, when it's got the little char marks on the corn. Oh, man. I just put butter, salt, and pepper on it. Sometimes you don't even need that.
That's all you need.
The whitest thing I've ever seen an Asian do in my life. Just with some butter and salt on some fucking corn on the cob.
What else do you put on corn on the cob?
Seasoned salt, whatever it is, seasoning shit.
Like Lowry's.
Yeah, like some Zatarans, bro.
I mean, I put Tony Chachere's on a lot of stuff. The little
green, you know what I'm saying?
Cajun seasoning,
scrambled eggs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to throw it on your corn on the cob and grill it.
Yeah,
fire, son. I used to have one of those Mexican street corn makers.
Mm-hmm.
I felt racist every time I used it, so I quit doing it.
Oh, it's good food. So you guys both went corn on the cob for number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was for number.
That's number 3.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 3, I'm going beer can chicken. If you've never had it, very simple. You don't necessarily need a stand. You can just stick a beer can. You can use anything. You don't have to use beer. You could use water. But the point is, you slap a big old bird under the can, just like this, right up its ass, and then the heat, moisturizes the chicken, and it just keeps it nice and juicy and moist. And when it's done, it's quite amazing. Quite amazing. So, beer can chicken is my number 3. So, Phil, go back to you for number 2.
Number 2, let's make it a classic, baby. Give me some burgers.
Yeah.
Give me some burgers. And let me throw some, let me grill some onions and some mushrooms in that thing too. Throw some cheese because we gotta have a cheeseburger. Who wants to have just a plain no cheeseburger?
I too also have burgers, so we're gonna just stay in the same.
But chop up some lettuce, some tomato on there as well. Now however you want to dress it up, that's your choice.
How you dress yours?
Ketchup? You want mustard? You want relish? Do you want mayo? There's a million different ways you can do this.
What do you put on yours though? What's your favorite connection?
Depends on my mood.
What's your go-to? What's the
go-to? On the 4th of July?
4th of July, actually, I did burger and I topped it with mushrooms, onions, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and cheese.
Do you like your barbecue sauce on top of the burger after it's done, or you want it like frying with barbecue sauce on it on the grill?
I like my barbecue sauce. Like if I put barbecue sauce on there or any sauce, I want it on the bun.
I put mine I mix my barbecue sauce with the hamburger while it's frying, so it's like wet. Throw it on with some onions, some lettuce, a little mustard.
Nah, because I don't overcook the burger.
And a pickle.
See, I want that. I want the burger. The burger's nice. If you do it right, it's nice and juicy when it comes off that grill. You don't need to sauce it up to keep it wet.
I need the barbecue sauce. I like the barbecue sauce.
I let that burger grill its own juice.
See, for me, for a burger, it's just lettuce, tomato,
pickle,
so
ketchup, like all other
ketchup, foods, mayo, and mustard. Man, I'm pretty simple. Of course, if there's grilled onions, I didn't take them. Regular onions, nah.
You know mushrooms. What, man? I realized doing this podcast though.
What's up?
All the best tasting foods are shaped like dicks. That's crazy. Unfortunate. Popsicles, pickles, hot dogs, bratwursts, they're all shaped like, it's terrible, man.
Corn on the cob.
We need some vagina-shaped foods.
Corn on the cob.
Who the hell is eating corn on the cob all the way that's not a Dallas fan?
Yeah.
Or a Philly fan.
But when they make it elote style, that corn on the cob is so good. That Mexican street corn.
Mexican street corn.
Oh, I love it.
From our Cinco de Mayo show.
We're not going to say any more Mexican colloquial phrases. If I say that word right.
Yeah. So, Dev, yours is also burgers for your number 2.
I'll tell you what. I'll make it interesting because I debated. I erased my other number 2.
Okay.
Because I changed it because Phil Check broke the rules. So, potato salad.
Oh.
Yellow potato salad, as we call it in the black neighborhood. None of that
not the white kind.
Salad. Yeah, yes. we don't put raisins or walnuts.
If you're from up north, it's called Amish style potato salad.
Yeah, yellow.
By the way, the Amish style potato salad at the IGA is great. I don't never buy store-bought potato salad. I don't advise it, but if you do, get the yellow containers. There's Amish on it. That is fire. But that's the style I'm talking about.
Yeah,
yellow potato salad. None of that shit that looks white.
See, I'm not a potato salad guy. I'm a macaroni salad guy.
I don't like macaroni at all.
See, I like macaroni.
Unless it's got baked beans in it. That's fire. That combination when you touch on your plate, that's where you start eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Potato salad.
But macaroni, I do like macaroni salad. That was a honorable mention on my list. I almost put it in the top 5.
Oh man, you guys are killing it. Well,
if you go sushi, I'm gonna quit.
Real fish.
Quit.
Chicken on stick.
Yeah.
King Duck.
General Soul. That's the number 1. This racist moment was brought to you by Phil, everybody.
Mumbo sauce and wings.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like a turd because I didn't think about doing sides, and I feel like I need to come up with a side here in the next 10 seconds. But you know what? I'll stick true to my list. My list is all meat. My number 2 is ribs, just like you said, Dad, for your number 5, baby back ribs, St. Louis style.
What's your favorite style?
My favorite style is baby back. I'm a big baby back fan. But like I said, I cook mine low and slow. I'll cook my ribs for 5 hours on the smoker, and I'm trying to get better about cooking them fast, on the over fire. So, but it's hard to control the flame, and I mean they're not as tender like super juicy. They tend to be more firm, but that's okay. I like mine fall off the bone. Not everyone else does. So
my neighbor and I, we bought 14 racks of ribs and cooked them on 4th of July. 14
on what?
On like 3 grills. We all put our grills together in his backyard. Mine's still over there, by the way.
And just cooking them over flame. They cook pretty quick, huh?
Yeah. They cooked 14 racks. Cutting them was the worst part.
Yeah. The way I'll do it is I'll peel the membrane off the back. I'll lather it in mustard. I'll put my rub on it, put it on the smoker for about 2 hours. Then I'll put it in foil and I'll put either butter or I'll spray some Parquet, the spray butter, and put some brown sugar, a little bit of honey, and then wrap that in foil so that just like roasts in itself. The juices come back down. And then the last hour, put it back on there and it firms up and you put your sauce on. And if you want sauce, and that's good. That's my number 2, man.
Hey, man, he calls it General Ribs.
General Ribs. Yeah.
General Ribs.
All right. For number 1, Phil.
My number 1, slow cooked ribs.
Oh,
everybody like
now,
we all had ribs.
Here's the thing I'm going to say about that. What I do is I prep my ribs and whatever sauce I'm going to use, put it in foil, and I put it on one side of the grill, and I turn the flame on the other side of the grill.
Indirect cooking.
Pull that thing down. Let the heat circulate, but the fire's not directly underneath. You let that thing slow cook for a solid, and you put the heat low. You don't need high heat for good ribs. So you let the thing cook slow. Let it do that for about 3 hours or so. 4 hours. Pull it out. Perfect.
Good to go.
Perfect. It's funny because I don't break out the ribs all the time because it does require all the prep, the longer prep and cook time.
Yeah.
But when done right, nothing better. I can just eat them all day. And I'm that dude. I will eat the cartilage. I will all of it.
No ribs left behind.
I will leave bare bones, and you'll even probably see where I was eating on the getting into the marrow a little bit. My personal favorite is Kansas City style.
A little sweet sauce.
I like the sweet sauce. I like Kansas City style. I like Memphis dry rub as well. Those are my 2 favorites. Kansas City style is my first one. I used to have the OG sauce, Ollie Gates. I used to have that OG sauce, and so good.
Nice.
So good. Y'all, if you know anything about Kansas City barbecue, Arthur Bryant's and Ollie Gates. 2 names you need to know.
That's it. All right, Dev, without any further ado, number 1.
Weed. That's number 1. You gotta have that shit. That's the only way I make it. And since I have a medical license, I can say it out loud. I'm going. The plant that brings most joy at barbecues, Mary Jane.
It will make you eat at most barbecues.
That's right. You want to eat more barbecue? 14 racks of ribs is a lot of meat. Pause. I'm going.
All right.
Marijuana.
The best times are when you had that family cookout and you and your cousins go for a walk.
I don't even go for a walk because you know why? I own the backyard. Fuck everybody else. You at my house.
I know, but I'm talking about when you were younger.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I only do
your cousins go for a walk. You come back, you eat all that food.
My mom would steal my weed if I smoked in front of her. That's the only reason I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Marijuana, number 1, always, forever, number 1.
That's okay.
Smoke weed every day.
There we go. Most days.
I'm telling you the truth.
For my number 1, it's a little unorthodox. The base food's chicken wings, but I call them my smoke-a-fried chicken wings. And so I kind of think I made these at a tailgate once with Phil.
General
Is this with the ones with the duck fat?
Yeah.
You roasted You are harvesting duck fat, bro.
On a grill, you get your charcoal into a little thing called a vortex. So the heat is in the middle. And then with your wings, you coat them. I didn't cook it exactly the way I did for Phil, as I know do it at home, but you coat them in some baking powder, some cornstarch, your favorite rub, and then you put that all together. And then you spray some duck fat on it. And then you cook them at such a high temperature, like 600 degrees, that it's the equivalent of deep frying them, but you're doing it on a grill. Indirect.
Find duck fat.
In a can, spray can, duck fat in a can.
Store has
Amazon. You got to give them Amazon.
I'm ordering right now.
Black belt.
You can find them in grocery stores.
You can find it in some grocery stores. And then you turn them over, spray some duck fat, and then it just crisps up so nicely. Next time I'll let the tailgate, I'll bring some ready to go throw on the grill so Phil, you can get the crispy. But then once you put them on there, you just take your favorite wood, smoking wood. I think I used apple last time because it pairs well with chicken. And then you smoke the wings as it's cooking at super high temperature. And it just comes out really, really, really good. So that's my favorite number one food. It cooked 35 minutes, maybe tops is all it takes. Big fan.
All of this. I've had it. I've had it from this man.
Big fan.
I can attest to it.
Yeah.
Deb, this is why you need to come to a game.
I'm trying to make it this year, man.
We need to do this because first of all, you in the red zone lot with all the other content creators out there is going to be nuts because they've never seen you in live.
Rod's coming down here this weekend. We're supposed to go to the Corvette Museum.
Nice.
But no, I'm just talking about can you imagine we get Dev out there and Hog Farmers show up and all those other guys. They're like, it's gonna be a different vibe, but. I'm telling you, just sit back. If Steve asks you to do something, do it. Otherwise, just get out of his way because man knows what he's doing.
So let's take the time.
First time we did tailgate together, you made those duck fat wings. The grill-fried wings. They were so.
You like deep fry them in duck fat, or you just baste it with duck fat?
It's just a spray. Like you have, cooking spray. You just do it in the middle of the cook, and it just helps crisp it up with some good flavor of the wings. But when I put them in a bag and coat them with like baking powder and cornstarch, that's what you do when you fry something, right?
Yeah.
But you're not frying it. You're putting it outside the outer rim of a grill.
Do they have like duck lard? Would that be a little better for that? You can like melt it down and brush it on and shit.
I mean, yeah, but just push a button. Same thing. Just
spray
faster. Spray. Let's recap the list here for the audio crowd. So Phil had number 5, beer. Number 4, barbecue grilled chicken. Number 3, grilled corn on the cob. Number 2, grilled burgers. And number 1, slow cooked ribs. It's a solid list. You got the side, you got the drink, and then you got the meat. Good list. Dev, number 5, he had ribs. Number 4, baked beans. Number 3, corn on the cob. Number 2, potato salad. And number 1, the devil's lettuce, Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it.
The stickiest of the ickiest.
The stickiest of the ickiest. Mr. Nice Guy. Lord of mercy.
Lord of mercy.
Number 1. For me, I had brats, pulled pork, beer can chicken, baby back ribs, and then smoke fried wings. I should have, if I was going to put a side on there, I was thinking about coleslaw. I really like coleslaw, man.
Coleslaw is fire sometimes.
Really,
you got like vinegar based or mayonnaise based, whatever it is.
I never make it. I always buy it at the store. I think it's always next to the yellow potato salad, so it's kind of sweet.
So you know what I'm saying? Is it vinegar based or is it the mayonnaise based? Is it creamy kind, or do they look like wet?
Oh no, it's creamy.
Yeah, all right. So it's mayonnaise.
Yeah. You know who's got some pretty good coleslaw? Surprisingly, it's KFC.
KFC has the best coleslaw. Yeah, for sure.
That's the kind of coleslaw that I like.
You guys have a Lee's famous recipe there?
A restaurant?
It's called Lee's famous recipe. They're like a knockoff KFC.
No, not a
even better coleslaw. Way better sweet tea. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Not better Popeyes though.
Yeah, Popeye sweet. Popeye's onion rings.
No, I'm talking about chicken pot pies from KFC.
Chicken
that's the best thing they do. You ever get a chance to get one of those? Change the game, bro.
Yeah, I've seen them, just haven't gotten them yet.
I also like, if we're talking just barbecue foods, I also like homemade like Sloppy Joe's barbecue.
You can go wrong with Sloppy Joe's, man. Yeah. Let's get some ground beef, put the sauce in there, mix it all together, slap it on one. High school, easy. That was easy. Yeah. That and pork and beans, hot dogs, boiled hot dogs. those were like go-tos growing up. Man, that's how we did it. But yeah, gonna wrap up this show. We hit some little bit of NFL news. Like I said, this is the slow cycle between the mini camps, the OTAs, and training camp, which starts here next month. I think we're about 6 weeks away from a preseason game in August. So we're getting there, people. We are getting there. And then you know how we like to do. We like to top 5 everything. So for whatever reason, you fast forward right to the end. You know, kudos to Phil for the idea to do top 5 barbecue food. So I think it went off pretty well. You know, we love eating, we love cooking. And so, yeah. Any shout outs before we close it down? Phil, you got anything?
Shout out to all of our listeners. Next week is going to be a little weird because Steve and I are both heading to separate beaches.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Steve and I, it's funny. We're both going to be at the beach. We'll probably be about, 15 miles from each other? I'm going to be in North Ocean City.
Yeah, I'll be in just north of Rehoboth. So, yeah, we're...
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were going to Bethany.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, north of Rehoboth.
By
Lewis. Yeah. So we'll see about next week. We shall see.
We may take our vacation.
Yeah, we'll do our best. Or maybe I'll jump on here with Dev and we'll cut up here for a minute. Dev, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to my daughter. Her birthday is the 4th of July, 24 years old.
Oh, man. July 4th, baby.
Yeah, follow her on Instagram. Lexi Shears. That's her. That's about it. I mean, I watched a movie called Run Rabbit Run on Netflix. Pretty damn good, man.
Good?
Yes,
good ending. I also watched a movie, I can't even think of the name of it. I think it's called Sneaky Link on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. It's so terrible, it's great. You gotta watch it. It's up there with Town Man. If you haven't seen Town Man on Tubi, it's the best movie I've ever seen in my life. It's the best worst movie. It's craptacular, if you want it. Ass-tastic, if that's a word. It's an ass-tastic movie. We need to do a top 5 ass-tastic movies. Movies that are so terrible they're great.
New York Ninja.
Like Flash Gordon.
The one that's still in the theaters?
Yeah, New York Ninja, whatever it is.
No, Flash Gordon.
It's still in the movie theaters?
Oh, not the Flash. You're talking Flash Gordon, like the 1970s
Flash Gordon? Queen.
Yeah.
You'll save every one of us. You should redo that with like
all I'm going to say is Samurai Cop.
Samurai Cop.
That's probably as bad as New York Ninja, and I don't even know.
Robo Ninja's way worse. Look at that joint.
Oh, no.
Robo Ninja.
Fatal Deviation.
These all sound.
It's an Irish kung fu movie that was made for $8,000.
You have me at leprechauns and ninja outfits, nigga. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. But they got a Robo Ninja, which you think robots and ninjas. Yes, but there's not any robots or ninjas. It's weird. I didn't look that one up. I'm telling you, it's just as bad as
we do need to do top 5 worst,
movies.
Top 5 best worst movies.
Attack of the Killer Clowns.
That's up there. The Leprechaun in Space or the Jason in Space. That one might be up there.
Oh,
that might be up there. Dude, Where's My Car might be up there.
That's a funny movie though.
That's not even like that
That's
bad.
Not funny. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
It's got some scenes. It's okay.
I still go sweet shimmy
all the time.
Dude,
shimmy.
I
learned how fast an ostrich runs because of that movie.
That's the only thing I remember. But
all right. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Please leave us a comment. Let us know what your top 5 barbecue foods are down below. Love to hear. Compare. Who had the best list? Let us know. All right. We'll let you know for next week. Thanks for tuning in. As always, peace. Inhale. We out.